Howdy folks, it's Alter here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Discover Sweden Leg 3. I know y'all might be confused because Leg 2 ended with a big bug where it didn't register my landing. I got really deflated, submitted a Zendesk ticket, and I had to go do something else tonight. So what I did, or last night, so what I did is I reflew Leg 1, I just set the heading bug towards the airport, walked away, came back, landed. It checked me again, even though I already did it. Then hit continue for Leg 2. Reflew the leg, used autopilot with heading bug towards the airport, walked away, came back, landed, and it checked it. So now we're on leg 3. I don't know why it worked the second time. I don't know. I didn't do anything differently other than just reflew it. So no idea. Hopefully the other legs check normally, like all the hundreds of compiled legs we've done among the bush trips, because I don't want to refly everything twice. So hopefully it works. So here we go, leg 3, average length for this leg of all the other legs among the bush trips. I already gave an introduction for the other two, so here we go. Alright, first thing we do is come down here and do a repair and refuel. There we go. And, where are we headed? All ready to check out where we're heading. Echo Sierra Golf 34 minutes, which means take me about 45 probably. And we do not have the GPS for this leg. We only have that for the first leg. That's okay, we have a map down here. And let's see, where we headed roughly 272, so pretty much west, and then south and west, then turn around. So wherever that airport is going to be, we'll find it. It's in a bunch of green fields. Alrighty, so we'll take off and follow the directions we're given. Alright, let's see here. So we're going to start out by going to Orkamen. Launch from that airport and put your DA-40 on a west-northwesterly heading over the lowlands of the area of Orkamen. Okay, so we come down here and we set our heading bug to 272 degrees, which will be faster to come backwards like this. There we go. 272 is just about there. There we go. So we'll make a right turn out of here. Let's set up autopilot. We're going to use heading bug, and we're going to go to about 2,500 feet. That should be good, so we can still see things. No terrain to worry about. Vertical speed will go up at a gentle 500 feet per minute. There we go. Alrighty, 272, which is about this direction, for 10 minutes will send us where? The lowlands of the area. So, over here, well, probably farther than that if it's 10 minutes out. Probably over here somewhere. I'm guessing that's where we're headed. We'll see. We'll have to see where we end up. Let's just put the thing like that. Alrighty. Alright, there we go. 10 minutes, 21 nautical miles. Heading 272. Okie dokie. Simple enough. This has been a pretty easy bush trip so far. Huge airports to land at, everything. So, it's been fun. Alright, flaps down 1, parking brake off, floor it, and parking brake is on. Parking brake off. And then our co-pilot will, talk to us in a moment, I'm sure. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. Why am I looking at my phone during takeoff? Now look what happened. Look what you made me do. Alrighty, here we go. Airspeed is well alive, and we'll lift off now. Brakes to stop the wheels. And flaps coming in. Hit the autopilot just because we can. Sometimes we hand fly. Sometimes we use autopilot. Sometimes we have GPS. Sometimes we use heading bug. We do these bush trips all different ways. I assume you've seen leg 1 and 2 already, but if you haven't, whoa, let's not hit these trees. We're going 500 feet per minute, aren't we? Yes. Whoa, that's very scary. Anywho, we fly these all different ways. We hand fly some, we autopilot some, we GPS some, whatever, doesn't matter. We fly really high for altitude sometimes. We fly, why is it going, okay, heading versus, okay, whatever. We do high altitude flying sometimes. We do low altitude for sightseeing sometimes. It just depends. Alright, let's look outside, check out the airport we took off from. There it is. That might even be a good screenshot. And we're slowly going to climb to the lowland areas of whatever it's called. Let's put that away and come back inside. 272 looks more than west, but I guess that's because we're higher on the earth. Alrighty, so not much else to say, you know the drill. I'm going to let autopilot climb us up and heading bug keep us where we want to go. 272 degrees. I totally forgot to start the timer, didn't I? Let's start the timer. Let me go like that, hit enter. I use this one because you can just hit enter to start and stop instead of going back and forth on here. So let's say about 8 minutes now, because we've gone a little bit, and then we'll talk about Boras. Okay, there you go. Sightseeing, I don't want to talk as much on this because in the other two legs I've talked a lot, so I'll see you in about 8 minutes or so. Alright, we're coming up on our first POI. I'm going to make our turn. So the edge of this water, I believe, is what we're actually looking for. And there's some handcrafted buildings down there, so I'm pretty sure that's it. Our time is a little ahead of schedule. Remember, it's not going to be 9:12 because we started later. So I believe this is where we want to make our turn. So let's just quickly look at this. And then we'll make our turn and have some looks outside. And then continue on. So there we go. Looking good. We'll look at that in a second. So what are we doing? We are now going to turn. First, let's stop that clock. And actually reset it. And we're going to make our turn to 250, which is this way. And we're going to do that for about 8 minutes or so. 7 minutes. Oh, 7 minutes and 5 seconds. So 7 minutes or so. At 250, we've started it. Fly over the patchwork of fields and force towards historic Boras, and then turn west-northwest. So we're going to go to Boras, which I admit I'll have to Google later and see what that's all about. So we're going to head this way. We covered quite some distance in 8 minutes, and this is going to be 7, so I'm guessing we're going way over here. We went from way over there to here in 9 minutes. So 7 minutes will put us in this area. So I assume that's where we're headed, and we have the right heading and everything. We have our timer going. So that is all I need to talk about. Let's look outside together a little bit as we depart from Alterich Minum, or whatever it's called. Just look around together, appreciate the forest and the cloud shadows on the trees and the Minecraft clouds in the water. And we'll go over the patchwork of fields, and then we'll get to Boras, which is up there somewhere. Alrighty, going to turn you loose to some sightseeing. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, I think we're flying over, or about to fly over our POI. Here are the points of interest. It said 7 minutes, 5 seconds. It's about 6 minutes, so I would say that's pretty darn close by the time we get there. Yep. So let's hop outside and enjoy it, and we'll see. We need to get to our next destination here. Looks pretty modernized, even though it said it's historic. So maybe the historic part is right there in the center of your screen, perhaps. I would think so. You can see a historic looking building. A few buildings. Alrighty, cool. I'm pause and rewind the tape, but we are flying an airplane first and foremost, even though it is nice to look around. We do need to go on to our next thing, so let's see. We need to go to 273. First, let's start, stop, and reset this thing and go to 273, which is going to be over here to the right. And we're going to Lirum, soar over the pastoral landscape to reach Lirum, a town that is surrounded by beautiful nature. A beautiful nature reserve. 10 minutes or so for this one, 9.5 minutes. Lirum, L-E-R-U-M. Let's see, how far do you think that'll take us based on what we've been seeing so far? It took 7 minutes to get there, so 10 minutes we're probably going to be out in that area, I would think. Yeah, I'm calculating around this area or so. So there you go, not much else to say other than during the flying, I'm just looking around just like you all are. With autopilot on Heading Bug, there's not much I need to worry about because there isn't any terrain to go around. You know, some of these bush flights, I'm actively doing stuff the whole time, and then I just cut you in, you know, to join me when I'm doing something related to sightseeing. But these easier ones, we're just kind of flying around and looking around. So I will see you at Lirum. Simple as that. See you in about 8 minutes or so. Alright, just at the tip of the nose is where we're headed here, the historic town. It says 8 minutes, 19 seconds. We're going to be a little early. Well, not really, not by the time we actually get over it. So we get to that lake in front of our nose on the map, that's when we will make our turn. So let's just look around right now from the inside. And there it is. Let's look outside and see what it looks like. And why is my thing getting like all turned? That is so weird. I wonder what's causing that. Anyway, there's the town that we're looking for right there. Very gorgeous. Lots of gorgeous scenery. Even though it's flat, it's still quite interesting to look at everything. So let's hop back inside and see where we need to go. Actually, let's just enjoy that for another second. Let's go back outside. We've got time. We have time before we need to make our turn. There you go. Pause it if you want to see more. Let me pan over here a little bit. Big highway going through town. Alright, time to make our turn and see what's up. So let's bring this back up. For 4, yeah. 29, 28, 920. Very, very good. Alright, let's restart that and let's go to 243, which is going to be this direction. 243 for 4.5 minutes. What does it say? Gothenburg. Fly from Lirum. Fly southwest of Gothenburg, the second largest city in Sweden. Okay. Shouldn't be too hard to find. The second largest city in Sweden and all that. So we're going to go here for only about 4 minutes. Oh, and there's the airport right there. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go here and then there. It's our airport. Alrighty, so we know where we're going, but we are going to follow the bus trip plans and fly this way. It did say 2:43, right? It did. Alright, simple enough. About a minute of sightseeing or so, and then we'll talk about heading towards our landing, our destination. Here we go. Alright, there you go. That's what I get for sightseeing, because we're just about over the city, and then we're going to turn. How are we getting back? 101, so a sharp turn backwards to get to the airport. Okie dokie, so let's, well, that's a great shot. Let's just enjoy this from the outside for a moment. And then we're going to make our turn towards the airport, which, can you see it from here? I'm sure if I knew where to look, I'd be able to see it. Yep, it's right back there. Piece of cake. Alrighty, there is our city, the second largest in Sweden, along the ocean. Very cool. So let's put the drone away now and hop inside. And go another minute here or so, then we'll make our turn backwards, I guess. So let's just stare at this for a second together. And time is up. Alright, here we go. Let's, we don't even need the clock anymore for the rest of this because we know where we're going. So let's, what did it say? 101 degrees for the airport. Land at Göteborg, Landvetter Airport. Okie dokie. Let's see if 101 degrees actually gets us back there or not, unless we do have the map to find it. 101 degrees to conclude leg 3 of our Discover Sweden bush trip. 101 did it say? Doesn't really matter because we'll make adjustments once we get closer. Let's look outside, because that's the best part, is looking outside when you're turning right over a golf course. How about that? Is the airport in view yet? Not quite yet. We should be able to see it again in a minute. I think that's it right there, coming into view in the distance. Very fun, very nauseating. There's the city back there. Looking good. What's it look like on the side? Looking back at the city, sort of. Can we do this thing again? There we go. Alrighty, let's see. Are we actually heading towards the airport is the question. We kind of are. Looks like it's perpendicular, so we get to decide how we want to land. So we'll probably fly over it and then circle to land. We don't need ATC or anything. I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'm going to give you, I don't know, 20, 40 seconds of sightseeing, and we'll land together in just a moment. Okie dokie, we're flying over the airport now. We're pretty much perpendicular, so let's set our heading bug to that heading, which is going to be... Oh wait, we're still on autopilot. Never mind, I was going to set my heading bug to the perpendicular heading. Let's turn off autopilot, and let's fly parallel, and we'll set our heading bug that way, and let's start coming down. I was enjoying the view so much, but all good things must come to an end. Of course, we're just talking about one leg in particular, and this is a really tight traffic pattern, I know. I know. People wouldn't be happy with me, but that's okay. Let's get this lined up here for a downwind leg, and then we will set our heading bug so we know what the runway heading is. There we go. Why is it always to the right? Is that a new bug they've introduced? Do you see that? Look at that. Might be a new bug they've introduced. Oh, wow. They fixed 300 bugs, they introduced 20 more. They fixed 75 bugs, they introduced 100 more. That's just how programming works. Alright, let's not get too low, because this airport is at somewhat of an elevation. So let's just stay like this. Whoa, there we go. And we'll fly out a ways. And we'll come in for a really tight final. Let's look out the window one more time here. Most people have to listen to my airplane fly overhead when I land. Alright, we're in flap range, so flap 1. We're going to descend a little bit, but not too much, because you do see there's elevation there. So, we're descending slightly, going to turn around. Watching our speed as well. Oh, see, where it sits up on like a plateau. Told you there's some elevation to it. And I'm going to come in here. Do not descend at all right now, so throttle so we don't descend more. Second set of flaps. Pitch up to slow down. Throttles to control any descent or ascent. Throttle, 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 because we're descending. Nose up to slow down. Good speed. A little bit more throttle to keep us from descending, even though we've been descending this entire time, about 300 feet per minute. There we go. Nice. Descend slightly, so throttle's back. Keep an eye on our speed. Over the threshold. Throttles to idle. We'll just land just past those numbers. Slight flares, so we let ground effects soften our blow. Somewhat centered and floating and smooth as silk. Nose down very gently. Little bump in the runway sent us to the right, but that's okay. And hopefully this one saves so I don't have to redo this leg. Let's see what's going to happen here. Save icon. And this one isn't checking me either. What the heck? Do I seriously have to refly every leg 2 times? This is really annoying. Oh well, don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. That's it. Again, if you want to see if I'm able to get this one working so we can do leg 4. There's only 5 legs in this thing. And it's taking me like so many hours I can't even count them now to do 3 of the legs. So if you want to see the suspense, if I get to leg 4 or not, like and subscribe, and I'll meet you there if I get there. See you then.